Hello friends, this video is about the chapter 5 entitled Fundamental Unit of Life from Class 9 Biology part. Okay, let us start the chapter. पहले ये समझते हैं what is actually fundamental unit of life. What do we mean by fundamental unit of life? Okay, for that simple thing is that fundamental unit of life is nothing but cell. Okay, this chapter is all about the cell. There are various kinds of cells. Skin cell is different from your eye cell. Eye cell is different from brain cell. Brain cell is different from liver cell. Liver cell is different from nerve cell. Okay, so in this chapter we will study the commonness among the cells. जो चीज़ कॉमन होता है, हर सेल्स अलग अलग किस्म के होते हैं. लिवर सेल ब्रेन सेल अलग होते हैं, लेकिन लिवर सेल और ब्रेन सेल में जो चीज़ सिमिलरिटीज होती है वही पढ़ेंगे. अब एनिमल सेल्स आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम प्लांट सेल्स, so we will study here only the common things about the cells. So पहला चीज, cell, to see a cell we need a microscope. Now we all know that what a microscope is. Microscope is a special device which is helpful in observing a very small, very minute things in a magnified way. So cell बहुत छोटा सा चीज होता है, बहुत छोटा एक living structure होता है which you cannot see with your naked eye. For that you need microscope. Okay, now let us go to the history part. Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Remember, Robert Hooke in the year 1665 first discovered cell. Okay, रॉबर्ट हुक जो सेल उन्होंने पहली दफा देखे थे 1665 में, वो सेल्स था कॉर्क सेल्स. नाउ many of you may think that what are cork cells. कॉर्क सेल्स होता क्या है, जैसे आप लोग कई सारे ऐसे डिब्बा में मेडिसिनल जो होता है कंटेनर, मेडिसिनल जो कंटेनर होता है उसका जो लीड होता है, आपने कई दफ़े देखा होगा, लीड जो होता है एक कुछ रबर जैसा होता है, जिसको मतलब आप ऐसे ही एक पेन के जैसा लीड होता है उसको, उसके जैसा आप ऐसा प्रेस करते हो, उसको घुमाना नहीं पड़ता, ऐसे घुमाना नहीं पड़ता है. सो this kind of substance you may get in wine bottles also, and in medicinal containers also. This part is known as this substance is known as cork. Okay, cork is nothing but plant derivative, means ये cork जो होता है वो plant से मिलता है. So we can say that plant cells, cork cells are plant cells. Remember, Robert Hooke discovered cork cells, which are basically plant cells. Now plant, we all know that plant, that big trees, large trees, they have that bark. We all know that bark. So bark cells are dead cells. No doubt bark cells are plant cells, but bark cells are dead cells. Remember, plants have bark, and the cells present in bark are dead. Cork is derived from that bark part of the plant. Remember, cork is derived from the bark part of the plant. So if the bark cells are dead cells, that means cork cells are also dead cells. So we can conclude that Robert Hooke discovered cells, but those cells were dead. So who first observed cells? Robert Hooke. Now the question may come that who first discovered or observed the first living cell, because Robert Hooke discovered dead cells. So who first discovered living cells? So here is the answer. Leeuwenhoek discovered the free living cells. Okay, free living cells. He observed these living cells in a water sample. He collected, उन्होंने थोड़ा सा पानी लिया था. From where? From pond. He took a drop of water or some water sample. He observed this water sample under microscope designed by him. At that time means 1674. In this time period there were no microscope, so he designed a special microscope. With the help of his microscope, he observed the pond water sample, and in the water sample he observed some living cells. So okay, next we have inside the cell a special cell organelles. Okay, cell organelles means inside the cell we find many structures. Remember, inside a cell we find many structures. These structures are all different from other structures. Means inside the cell we find many structures: structure A, structure B, structure C. Suppose so structure A is different from structure B is different from structure C. That means all structures are different. Okay, the first structure, which is the most important structure in a cell, which may be animal cell or plant cell, whatever, in a cell, is the nucleus, because it controls the activity of the whole cell. Remember, nucleus controls the activity of the whole cell. That is why nucleus is the headquarter. So this nucleus was first discovered by Robert Brown in the year 1831. Okay, after him Purkinje, remember the name Purkinje, coined the term protoplasm. Now what is protoplasm? Here you should clear your concept. You may have heard protoplasm, you may have heard cytoplasm, but remember, cytoplasm is different from protoplasm. Cytoplasm and protoplasm are different. How? Actually, inside a cell we find nucleus, right? Inside the nucleus we find a matrix. Matrix means the major part, the major liquid part. Inside a body we find maximum liquid. Okay, so inside the nucleus we find the liquid part, which is the major part. I think you have got the concept. Inside the nucleus we find a liquid part, which is the major part. That means which occupies the major area. Clear? Inside the nucleus, that liquid is known as nucleoplasm. Okay, the liquid present inside the nucleus is known as nucleoplasm. The liquid or matrix present outside the nucleus is known as cytoplasm. Inside the nucleus, nucleoplasm; liquid present outside the nucleus, cytoplasm. Together, nucleoplasm plus cytoplasm together, they are known as protoplasm. That is why it is said that protoplasm is found inside the cell. You will never find that protoplasm is found outside the nucleus or inside the nucleus. आपको यही मिलेगा कि protoplasm is found only inside the cell, not inside the nucleus or outside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus it is nucleoplasm, outside the nucleus it is cytoplasm. Together, protoplasm. Clear? So this protoplasm term was coined by Purkinje in the year 1839. Next we have cell theory. Okay, cell theory was given by two scientists, Sladen and Schwann. They were biologists, Sladen and Schwann. Sladen gave the concept and his part in his contribution in the year 1838, and Schwann in 1839. Okay, together they gave 2 points. Remember, Sladen and Schwann gave only 2 points. These 2 points were given by Sladen and Schwann. Okay, what are these 2 points? All living organisms made of cells. All living organisms. It may be a mango plant, it may be a human being, it may be a cow, it may be a dog, or it may be a cactus. Any living organism is made up of cells. Okay, cell is the basic unit of life, which is our title of the chapter, fundamental unit or basic unit of life. Okay, the cell is the basic unit of life. These two things were the main important points of cell theory given by Sladen and Schwann. Were the main important theory. Virchow later in 1855, after them in 1855, Virchow gave another point, number 3 point, which is also a very important point. All cells arise from pre-existing cells. Pre means earlier, existing means present. So earlier we had a cell. Remember, earlier we had a cell. From this cell we can get 2, 3, whatever, many numbers of cells. We will get numbers of cells, but these new cells have or must have come from a cell, a living cell. So this was the concept. It is not like that this is a paper, this is non-living, from here you can get a living cell. ये paper है, ये non-living है, here you cannot get a new cell. This was the concept. If you are getting a new cell, that means there was already some cells. That is why you are getting new cells. So all cells arise from pre-existing cells, who was given by Virchow in the year 1855. So together these 3 points are known as cell theory. Okay, we have already discussed that cells are so minute, so small that you cannot see them with your naked eye. For that you need microscope, specially designed microscope. So the quality of microscope matters. माइक्रोस्कोप जितना अच्छा होगा उतनी ही अच्छे से आप सेल्स देख पाएंगे, बिकॉज माइक्रोस्कोप जितना अच्छा होगा उसका मैग्नीफाइंग पावर भी उतना ज्यादा होगा. सो टिल टुडे द मोस्ट एडवांस्ड माइक्रोस्कोप इज इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप. इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप. In later, in higher studies, you will get that electron microscopes are of two types: scanning electron microscope and transmission electron microscope. So later I will say you the uses of these two microscope, two designs of the electron microscope. For now, you should know the name electron microscope, which was designed in the year 1940. So it is the latest microscope. Okay. So with the help of this microscope only, you can see the coronavirus. Remember coronavirus, which is the trending virus now. You can see this virus only with this microscope, electron microscope. So animals means living beings. Living beings are basically two types: unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular, uni means one, cellular means cells. One celled body. If their body is having only one cell, they are known as unicellular. If their body is having many cells, they are known as multicellular. Multi means many. Okay, so that means human beings are multicellular because we have many cells, many kinds of cells. Now the largest cell in size in the world is egg of ostrich. Ostrich, you know, a special type of bird which is found in Australia. Their eggs are the largest cells in the world. And the same smallest cell in size is the mycoplasma. It is a prokaryote, means it is a bacteria. Mycoplasma. The longest cell in the world is neuron, the nerve cell, for which if I pinch you here, then you will realize you can feel the pinch or anything with the help of these nerve cells only. Remember. Okay, now here comes the largest cell in the human body, not largest cell in the world. It was egg of ostrich is the largest cell in the world, but here the question is the largest cell in human. It is the ovum found in female human. Smallest cell in the human body is the sperm found in male body. Okay, every cells have their own shape. Remember, every cells have their own shape. Eye cell is different from liver cell because liver cell has different shape, eye cell has different shape. So every cell have their shapes which are fixed. Remember, they cannot change their shapes. But amoeba and WBC, amoeba, which is a eukaryote. Amoeba is a eukaryote but unicellular, single-celled body, unicellular eukaryote. And WBC, which is found inside our body in blood. WBC, RBC, WBC, platelets. So WBC, white blood cells in our blood, they can change their shape. Okay, so this part is very much important in understanding the concept of biology. If you want to have your career in biology or in medical science, then you should have clear this part. In the next video, we will proceed to the next part of the chapter. Till that time, thank you very much.